Hey, what's up? It's the Wife School Podcast. Today we're going to talk about raising daughters. And if you don't get a hold of them, this is what could happen. I don't think that's something we want to deal with.
You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I sell it all to me bank on it. Cause I walk around with a bank on me. Show them Gangnam style.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Stephanie Thompson with the Wife School Podcast. And today, I was inspired by that clip because we need to start raising our daughters the right way, a guided way, an informed way, a way that will ensure that they have good outcomes to become great mothers, beautiful wives, and contributors to the family and the community, especially the Black community, because it's just that we're seeing such in a negative light because of those type of images that you see. They're highlighted and glorified, and all in our music, all in our movies, all in all these things that are not really elevating and contributing to the Black community and the Black image of woman. Actually, it's tearing down the Black community and the Black image of women. All right. I hope you're having a good afternoon. Okay. I am really trying to get a hold of this beeping noise because this is my first time using a Mac, but I digress. Okay. Our topic today is raising daughters. Raising our daughters, raising our girls, um, the carriers of life, the these women with head on their shoulders, these bright little sweet little angels, but they say that they're sugar and spice and everything nice, and they are. But when you mix in a little bit of bad behavior, when you mix in a little bit of twerking, when you mix in a little bit of um, sexual music, or your mom recording you on social media for clout, it's not a pretty sight. It's very disheartening. It really is. And I would like to show you guys. I want to show you guys something real quick, okay? And this part of my podcast is show and tell. So, I want to show you guys something that I saw today on Instagram. It really, um, it was disturbing to me. It really was. So here's the part of our show and tell. Give me one moment, okay? It's my first time doing this. Okay. One second. Here we go. Let's look at that again. It's a little girl. She's twerking, and her dad is reprimanding her at the moment to stop from twerking. Now, you can clearly see that this is a problem. This little baby thought she was doing something fun, something cute, emulating something that she's seen on social media, emulating something that he's seen on TikTok, YouTube, TV. And thank goodness her dad was there, because that was not cute. And the fact that she's recording herself making these gestures public is a no-no. And it said in the clip that the father faced backlash. Backlash for protecting his daughter, for reprimanding her and chastising her and let her know, no, that's not going to happen today, baby girl. That ain't going to happen today. And that's not going to happen on my watch. She'll be fine. She'll be all right. But next time she's going to think about that, she's going to definitely remember that little tap, tap that daddy had to remind her with. Because that's not going to fly in this house. And the authority from a man, the stance and the firmness of a father or a dad can help so many ways. Right? It can help. Because I tell you, give me 1 second. Because let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something real quick. Let me show and tell you something real quick. Because if you do not get a hold of the little mamas when they're young, this is what's going to happen. This is exactly what's going to happen. Same movements and everything. Now they're on the stage. We ain't at home anymore being cute for TikTok. We ain't at home being cute anymore for Instagram. We on a world stage in front of hundreds of people. And now millions of people, because you done went viral shaking your tail. And this all could have been curbed and avoided and influenced by a good father, a good dad that stepped in and chose to say, no, baby girl, that's not happening in this household. Because the dad is the one that inspires and instills that dignity. A good dad is going to do that for his children, because children are a man's legacy. Things surrounding him are his legacy, his family, his career, the things that his vision, his business. These are all a reflection of a vision that he had within himself to be a representation of him and what he wants to leave behind. Now, if the dad did not care, if the dad wasn't there, I can see how easily it goes to that extreme of you just not having any dignity and self-awareness, any value about yourself. It may have seemed a little tough. It may have seemed a little tough at that time. It may have seemed a little bit tough at that time because, little baby was trying to have some fun, right? Baby girl was trying to have some fun and twerk for the camera, little social media. But at that moment, dad was teaching her something. Oh, you're going to have some dignity about yourself. You're going to have some virtue about yourself, because that's not going to fly. And any respectable man knows that they want a respectable woman, because that is a reflection of him. It's easy to, pick it up and put it down at the drop of a beat. but your reputation will precede you. First impression is last impression. First impression is last impression. That older lady gave me a bad impression. She's pregnant, one, and she's twerking on the stage too. That means she doesn't care about herself or the dignity of her child or the fact that she's a mother. It just doesn't matter. She doesn't respect herself, that she's out here in a crowd of people, hundreds of people, but she should be home, probably about to drop any moment, prioritize going to a concert rather than resting, and anticipating on becoming a mother. Not saying that you can't have some fun, but twerking, I think she just took it to a whole nother level. And I have my bias about it. I have my opinion about her. Now, because you have done such a thing, you're allowing me to have my opinion about you, as opposed to you just sitting in the crowd, sitting back. Now you're on the stage. Now I have a different thought about you, sis, and your capability to raise children and your value of how you view yourself. This is crazy. Sorry. And it just makes me sad just to see the condition of our families, of the broken homes and the fathers that are not there, and the replacements that we have used to put in the father's place, like the government and incentives, and it's really bad. Those resources cannot be a father to you and your child. We think that it's something, we think it's beneficial. It's only monetarily beneficial, but it's not morally beneficial. It's not instilling any values and morals and characteristics that can be used in society. And you're causing the parents that do these things, you're setting up your child to start from behind the line instead of at the starting line. I give a shout out to single mothers. They say I'm not a single mother because I had my children when I was married, but it still has the same effect of the father not being here. I am divorced. The father has 50-50 custody, but for the most part, I raise my children. But I understand the importance of a dad in the home. I do. But if he doesn't understand his importance, we cannot control what another person does. So in a sense, I feel like, I'm in single mom mode, but I cannot teach a man how to be a boy, how to be a man, and I can do, sorry, I'm just so itchy. There's certain things I can teach my daughter how to be a woman and to carry herself and to be feminine, to be soft, how to clean, cook, because I'm doing those things first. But from a father, that self-worth, because he's a man. And in life, these daughters are going to have to grow up and interact with men, which is going to be very detrimental to how she really moves out here when she encounters a man. When a man propositions her to do a certain thing and she says, no, I'm sorry. She remembered what her father told her and instilled in her. It's like, sorry, I can't do that right now. Or, no, I'm not like that. Or, like I have, she ain't gonna say I have self-worth, but the way she talks, a man, oh my, please forgive me. Edit that out. The way that she talks, a dude is not going to try that because her father already gave her the game. The father already instilled that confidence, that awareness, that dignity, that virtue in her to make her see to herself by the love that he showed her that I am worth the wait. I am a good woman, a good person. And that's why fathers are needed. Fathers give instruction, direction, and also instill vision into their children's lives and have high expectations of their children, and not in a way that is going to stunt her growth, but it's actually going to make her a valuable asset to another man because she has observed how her mom interacts with her dad, how her dad moves. So fathers are needed in the home, even though we hear, which is very sickening, that certain men aren't this, certain men aren't that. But you choose these men. You chose them. Like, let's stop. Let's stop lying. Let's stop telling half of the story. You chose them. And now that you don't want them around, it's like, well, so don't tell half the story. You chose the dude. Okay? You chose him. And as I've, looked over my life, that, you're here, you're looking over your life, like, man, I'm almost 40 years old, and looking back to certain things that, happen to you, good, bad, whatever choices that you make, you are where you are because, based on your choices. And life goes by so fast that we think we have such a long time to do so many things. We really don't. I'm almost halfway through. And looking back, we have such a short amount of time to really instill things into our children. We have that window to raise our daughters and our sons, but particularly we're focusing on the daughters because our time is so sensitive. We have a prime time and we have a downtime, okay? I am in my downtime, all right? Coming off of the prime, going in towards the downtime, but it's all good, Every part of life is different. My prime time was, growing up, no bills. Come on. How many are like that time when there was no bills? Let me see it. Let me see it. There's a time when you're just, carefree and you have fun. Then you grow up and you go through your schooling, then college. You're like, oh my God, I can't wait to be an adult. Then you're an adult, and now you're here. Time goes by so fast when you're living. And I've been reading a lot, and I've heard that in child development that from infancy to 5 years old, that a lot of children are receptive during that time, before life gets to them and they learn about mean things, mean people, bad things, how to misbehave. They really don't know. They're so innocent and sweet. And, we have to take every opportunity of these windows to show our daughters their self-worth, their identity, their intelligence, their inner beauty, and how that's very important, and that inner beauty will radiate outside to, to the outer beauty, sorry, and that people will value them more so than letting them fall to the wayside and thinking that sex is a way to a man's heart that's going to keep a man, that's going to make him be a husband, and that's not necessarily true, as we all know. Okay, so it's like the infancy, the daughter, she's born and the father holds her and she admires daddy. That's daddy's girl. That's what they say, right? Daddy's girl. Okay. And you cannot deny that, because I'm a daddy's girl. My daddy take care of me. He still take care of me. Give me money. Hey. Shout out to my dad. And um, that's just how it is. It's daddy's girl. We just cannot get these little girls away from their dads. And that's how my daughter is with her dad. He cannot do no wrong, even though he be doing some wrong, but to her, he cannot do any wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's her first love, her father. And in that window of time, the father shows the daughter the care and the protection and the provision. That's where we see those pillars of masculinity, is with our dad, of him loving us, protecting us, providing for us, having fun with us, making a safe place to be, having our back, sitting with us, reading a book, having those intimate moments with us where we listen and we're learning life lessons he's instilling to us, expectations that he has, expectations that we should have for ourselves as young women, how we should present ourselves and operate and move in the world, and what to look out for. The bears and the dragons and the tigers, those are real things. And they come in the form of men. And we can easily be persuaded sometimes by our emotions, by not having a safeguard against those predators. I'm not saying that they're predators like that, but I mean these let's change that up. That's not right. By these enticing guys that may say they love you, but they just really want to do something else. We would have a safeguard up against that, and to say like, no, this doesn't seem right. No, I don't want it. I don't accept it. My values more than this situation right here, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I'd rather stay away than end up on a stage years later twerking and pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That's seems like a win to me. You know, maybe it's these allergies. I do not know. And we have to really, start thinking seriously of who, as women, we create children with. Is this a good man that can lead me, lead the home, lead the children? You know, we have to do better with that. It's ridiculous. We have to do better. Our children lives, our children's future are at stake. We don't have but a short period of time before we break a cycle, a curse. Because once they get grown, oh, they get grown and they don't want to listen to nobody. They ain't going to want to listen to you. Mom, you don't know what you're talking about. Dad. But if you instill those principles, you know, after that period of time, it's just they're an adult. And by that time you would expect your adult to make good decisions. But if you're not doing the major investment up front where the most of the work is, where most of the correction happens, like the father we seen, like the dad we saw. Let's see. Let's go back. Like when we do the corrections here, this is the most important and critical time. Because once, your daughter grows up and you're just hoping and praying that she's just not out here being reckless, you know? And that's added stress. No parent wants to pass on knowing that their kids are off the chain. That's just not a legacy I don't think anybody wants to perpetuate, because if your child is off the chain, more than likely whoever comes after will be the same. We got to do better. We got to do better, guys. And I just get so sad to see reckless daughters just running around. Reckless daughters. We've had a recent string of reckless daughters, and the fact that we're have empowerment behind this recklessness, it's just has exponentially have been messing things up, has been damaging the image of modern women. It has been damaging the scene of modern dating and modern relationships. And we have to do something about that, because it's reckless, which meaning you messing up things. We see so many reckless daughters out here lying, making a whole situation, having the FBI come in on your case, and you just was doing that for some man. We have daughters lying, going across seas. Reckless daughters going across seas, causing a muck, not aware of the laws of the land and getting arrested. We have reckless daughters out here on the stage talking about body positivity, but yet on the other side of things, making people do things against their will. We have daughters out here going across seas talking about they trying to get something scratched, doing obscene things on stages. And as you've seen, we have reckless daughters on stages fully pregnant and can do nothing else but just shake your tail. It's bad. It's really bad. And sometimes in my heart, I'm so optimistic, like, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. But it's bad. It's bad out here. It's reckless out here. And the ones that are multiplying, the fruitful and the multipliers, are the women. And we keep multiplying the same situation. And if anybody knows about compound interest, the more reckless creation that you're having over time, it just exponentially grows, but not in a good way. It's not in a good way at this point. And I do not know where this beeping is coming from, but at this point, we have to change. It may take a generation to do so, but that's fine. I'd rather that we put the sacrifice in now than really, really pay down the road. We're about to head into such a horrible time in history because we've been having it so easy. We've been on easy street. We've been relying on Big Daddy Gov. Big Daddy Gov is in debt. Big Daddy Gov is a pookie. Big Daddy Gov is a pookie ray ray. He ain't got nothing. But yet you allow him to come in your house, sleep on your couch, give you your food and certain things off his EBT card. And Big Gov is nothing but a big cookie. And you don't see it. You don't even see it. He's not a real provider. Big Daddy Gov is not a real provider. Big Daddy Gov is not your provision like that. Because Big Daddy Gov is in trouble. That almighty dollar may and may not have any worth come soon in the future. All right? Because we're going to see who the real providers and the real protectors are going to be when it comes to the future of our monetary welfare. And this is what you ladies need to learn. It's not all about trips and brunches and living your best lives, going to Jamaica, getting on these rafts and having mud thrown on you and rubbed all over your body, sips and paints, all these stupid things that mean nothing. You need to learn how to grow food. You need to learn how to cook. You need to learn how to sew, because you may not be able to go into them stores when your dollar's only worth 50 cents. How much that the red bottoms cost now? Your dollar ain't worth nothing. A good daughter, a virtuous daughter, is self-aware because her father made her very aware of situations. A father is going to teach you how to protect yourself. But the reckless behavior with these older women is just a result of, maybe not having instruction instilled in you. And it shows. But, the men, what's so awesome about them is that they're willing to work with us. But that attitude, that sass, that strong and independent, that nobody can tell me anything mindset, nobody wants to work with that. They don't. They don't want to wipe that up. Reckless behavior is wrecking our families and our communities. And we can reclaim our image if we just do the work, if we just try. We try for everything else. We try for our hair, nails, trips. We try for our jobs. But for our legacy, we don't try hard enough. I'm sorry, but that's all I got. Ladies, please become better daughters. Fathers, please keep correcting the young ladies, the babies, your daughters, and giving them their self-worth, their value, and being that first love, and showing them what real masculinity, what a real man is. We need that. There's no backlash over here when it comes to that. because that's what a real dad does for his daughter. He self-regulates her. He regulates her because women, sometimes we just want to play so much and be in fantasy land. No, we need to be regulated. I didn't say controlled, but regulated. Okay? You need a tap tap, like, hey, on your shoulder. You acting up. Your tail's showing, you twerk too. Okay, you're a mom. You need that reminder, that reprimand. And just listen. Stop blowing up all the time. You can learn a lot by listening. So, fathers, please be there for your daughters. Instill values, self-awareness in them. Moms, please do the same. Show your daughter her worth, her virtue, by you being a woman of worth and virtue yourself. Even if you squandered it this whole time, you can start today. Start again. Not for yourself, but for your daughter's sake. I love you guys. And the Wife School podcast is out.